Hey everybody, how's it going? I know it's been a while, but there hasn't been that much to upload recently, so took a little break, but we've got a new version here, 13.2, and it is the end of the year, so we know a lot of fun stuff is going to be coming soon, but let's go over the version 13.2 update and make sure that you don't miss out on anything just because you can't read the language. So let's get started. Number one, there is a difference in terms of what happens when you overfuse a luck limit of a monster. So before, you would actually lose anything that went over the limit. It would warn you, but you know, maybe you couldn't read it. As you can see now, it will come back as change. So for example, you have a 95 luck Jiraiya with a 6 luck Jiraiya. You fuse that together, that means it's 101. Now max luck is at 99, so that means you're 2 over. So before, those 2 luck would disappear. However, now it will come back to you as change. However, this is an important caveat. When it comes back to you, it comes back at level 1 and without any pluses. So do keep in mind if you have, applied any of those experience XPs or morlings to your monsters. It will not come back. Small thing, but I'm sure it'll help a few people. And as far as I can tell, it does not limit it to 6-star monsters, so doesn't mean the max limit of 99 applies everywhere. So if it's a 5 luck monster, if you go over that 75 luck limit, it should, I haven't tried it, it should come back as change that way. So pretty cool. Number 2, we've got a brand new item available. It is called a Miracle Min, and what it does is, even on a no continue stage, you can use this item to refill your HP only. Now this is a very important distinction to keep in mind, that it only refreshes your HP. All the other bonuses that happen when you normally continue, such as instantly being able to use your strike shot, or I think it may get rid of status effects. Don't quote me on that one, but the important thing is that this Miracle Min will only refill your HP. Right? One more time, it only refills your HP, and you can check where it's available. If we go to some impossible stages here, we've got Kanan. If you see this icon with that heart potion, the Miracle Min, that means you can use this item in this stage. So all you have to do is look at the details there and you can try it. Of course, if it's not a no continue stage like Bunya here, you're not going to see it because just use your normal continue min. But for Izanagi 0, right, it's available. For what else is here? Nirvana? Sure, you can use it. Doesn't matter. Well, it does matter because not all stages are available to use them. So when can you use it? So thanks to some diligent members on the internet, I like to follow XXXSTNU. I do believe he works with GameWith to help out. He or she, sorry, I'm not sure, does a very good job in terms of summarizing details in a very, very, very nice way. So if you do not know him, I definitely recommend following him. But she has determined that Tower of Champions, you can use it. Sealed Jades 1 or 2, you can use it. Sacred Beasts, good. Impossibles, good. And Colossals even, you can use this item. I was not expecting Colossals to be available for this. And the Jades, actually sort of surprised too, because it is a special thing. But all right, what is not it? You can't use this item on. Well, Gozetsu quests, so like Shringala, Vila, and what's the last one? I can't remember, but whatever the blue one was. The red Tower of Champions, the one where you cannot continue, you cannot use the Miracle Min there. Hakua Daina are unavailable. Also the X and S series, if you don't know what that is, if you go to the library, it's the ones at the very bottom, the one where you have like a random choice between 5 different. This is not in a good order. Where you have a choice between those 3 different monsters that could show up. You can't use that on those, and Muramasa and Murasame are not available to use these Miracle Mins on. So it's an interesting item. I'm sure some people aren't happy with it, some people are, but I hope they keep this actually as a rare item. It does, you know, ruin the achievement of clearing no continue stages, I feel like, by having this. But I mean, all of us has had that moment where you're like that sliver away from winning, maybe the first time winning a quest. You know, you would just use that in that instance. I probably would a few times. I know Armageddon. Yeah. But anyways, that is a new item. Make sure you don't use it, you know, willy-nilly. Again, we don't know how rare this is gonna be. I feel like this should be a very rare item, but we'll see how much and how often X-Flag distributes this item. So pretty cool. All right, number 3, status effects. You can now see status effects a little bit more easier, actually a lot more easier. I love this update a lot. Let's take a look at this video I took when I was playing Aizemyo, and actually, you know what, let's go back a little bit here. So I don't know if you've seen this have this happen to you before, but when your monster is on the left side of the screen, you can't necessarily see the full status effect of your monster, right? That Benzai 10 right there on the left, right? Do you know if that's an attack up or an attack down, right? And that's very important in this stage for Aizemyo, right? Because you're not going to be able to do damage unless you have that power up. Maybe you got the power up from the last turn because it was next to a skull, right? So you can actually go directly for damage versus having to hit that skull first. Now, you can hold that exclamation mark on the bottom right, and it'll now show you this screen where it'll show you all of your status effects for all of your monsters right then and there. And this is a feature that I have been wanting for a long time, because there has been so many times where you just don't know what your monster is at, right? Like, it even tells you that, you know, Benzai 10 is in a, you know, the chicken form and power down. And we can even go to this video, not this video, this video. What's going on? There you go. So again, you know, Venus is in a position where you cannot see what status effect she's on, right? Hold that button and you can check, oh, this time she's on a power up. So this does show both positive and negative effects on your team, which again, absolutely great. Thank you. All right, number 4 is when time is running out. When you play co-op, right? You have 30 seconds on a standard stage, 60 seconds on a impossible colossal Gozetsu quest. When there's 5 seconds left, it will start to turn red and an alarm will sound. It only sound once, so it's not that annoying. I took a quick video of that. 7, 6. There you go. That's it. It only happens once at that 5-second mark. So, I mean, that's great. I mean, if you're not paying attention and hopefully you have the sound on, this will at least give you a reminder that, oh crap, I need to sling right now. Should be helpful. I like that update a lot. We'll see if it actually comes in handy. All right, let's move on to number 5. And how much luck? And what this is a pretty cool update. I like it. When you are going through quests, you can see how much luck you have on a monster. Depending on whatever form, it'll pick the highest luck for that. So let's see, like we have the Christmas events coming back as part of the revival for Christmas 2018, and you can see, did I did I finish off Mary here? You can scroll down and see, you know what? I didn't. I only have 6 luck of her. So maybe I'll focus on her during that revival. But let's see, who else was around? Mommy. That was last year, right? So you can see, okay, I already have a max luck of her, so I don't have to worry about her during this event. You still want to clear it once for that new orb, but at least, you know, you don't have to go back to your box and see, do I still need to do it? How much luck do I have left? Stuff like that. You can now see it from the details page. And that also applies to current events, so it doesn't have to be limited to your schedule box. You can just see here, like circuit, it says I don't have any. Wow, okay. Well, I mean, I guess I haven't cleared it on this app, but this Decardia 0. So, pretty cool small update for sure. Number 6, you can now see a little bit easier when creating your party who you have lent out and who you have borrowed from other people. So, I have already set that up on my with my tablet. So I've rented out Nobita here, and I am renting Mana from my tablet. So when you change, change your party, you can now see up here immediately your monsters. So you can see I have currently, well, I guess I'm on deck 1, so that won't let me put Mana in there, but it makes it much more easier, because if you're borrowing a monster, it's a good chance you want to put it in your party right away before you have to actually search for it in its respective area, and however you sorted it. Now it'll just always be there on the top right for you, which makes it a lot easier. And if you're trying to find somebody that you lent out, it's like, oh, where's my Nobita? At least you know here that you've rented it out and saying, hey, it's not in your box right now. So that's a pretty cool quality of life update, I feel like. Number 7, we'll go back to a video I took. When you complete a quest and you get a reward from that completion, it will now just show up in your, oops. There you go. It'll show up at the end and in the item list that you received for it. So before, if it was a monster, it would show up in the bottom, but stuff like orbs or dragon gems, stuff like that, they should show up now in the item list. Small thing, but hey, why not, right? Alright, last but not least, we have a boost in box space. So when you start the game, you initially started with 200 box space. That has now been increased to 400. So for those of you who are starting out Monster Strike, great. You don't have to worry about spending orbs to increase your box space. Now, if you've already started the game, congratulations. Everybody has just earned 200 additional box space, which is great. As you can see, I always straddle the limit for box space, so I'm always increasing it one at a time. I know you've seen my gacha videos. I'm always going back to increase the box space. So having that 200, especially with the New Year's coming up, that is very, very appreciated and welcome. So that's cool. And last but not least, I know people have noted it might be a little off, but they have adjusted the scroll speed of boxes, the Monsterpedia, and that's just because there's been so many monsters added that scrolling needs to be a little faster. So you can now do it at a little bit faster pace than usual. It definitely feels a little bit more snappy. However, some people may have noticed that when you are scrolling this fast, that some of these portraits end up disappearing. And for those of you who have older phones, I do believe it lingers a little bit in terms of that empty space. Now, they did say that this is on purpose, so this is probably some kind of optimization they have so that you can scroll a little bit faster. I know it may look a little bit awkward to some, but it definitely does look to be on purpose. So it is not a bug. You might complain about it for the user experience, but it's not a bug. Alright, so that is it for 13.2. One more thing I want to go over. Of course, in the box you do get one Miracle Min to start, so make sure you get that from your present box. It will maybe come in handy, so at least have it in your back pocket. And the last thing before we go is that there is a mission available featuring this G Star 4, and basically the last time for Nigimitama, the M4, yeah, M4, they cleared it, right? And then they passed off the baton to another team, and they happened to choose one of my favorite YouTubers, comedians in the Japanese world, Gorgeous. That white, he has a white face, has that black star, and he's a space pirate. Very funny comedian. I loved him back in his heyday, and he has his own YouTube channel. I've watched every single video from him, but let me just say this, he's not that good. But you know what? It's all about the fun. So basically it's saying of these 4 members, we got Gorgeous, Tarzan Babazono from Famitsu app, Kazuyoshi RF, and Sasuke. Sasuke is an interesting choice because he's generally known for his puzzle and dragon stuff, but that's fine. You can play both. Basically it's asking who is gonna make the final shot in their victory. So you can just by picking, you get 1 orb. If you're correct, you'll get another orb. Simple. You're not betting anything. Sorry if I said that incorrectly, but it's a free guess, so you might as well do it. So your choices, of course, are Gorgeous, Tarzan Babazono, Kazuyoshi, Sasuke, or they will not win. If you don't think they'll win, pick the last one. I gotta stick with my loyalties, so I'm gonna pick Gorgeous for the last victory hit, and we'll see if that comes as a nice payoff. But Gorgeous is a free-to-play player, as well as Babazono from Famitsu app, so they're both free-to-play, which is, I don't know, as a free-to-play player as well. Always cool to see them on the the limelight, to see if they can beat this newest quest. Whether I have confidence in it or not, that's a different story. But that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the 13.2 walkthrough. Let me know if you have any questions. I would be more than happy to answer them for you. And as always, you can follow me and SF on our ENG Monst Twitter account. We make sure you get the latest and greatest news, especially with all that crazy maintenance happenings that happened today. We try to make sure you're up to date with that. I try to translate the news real time on Wednesday nights. SF will go in and summarize that on the wiki page afterwards. And yeah, so that's it for today. Until next time, bye bye.